This time on the Tech Nation Daily, it's the reaction to the iPhone 6.
I'm reacting to you changing the name of the show, Tech Nation Daily. Why wasn't I involved?
Alright, since I have personally decided to change this into a daily show, and we're just going to do a daily every day because tech news comes out that quick. My name's Rusty G.
I'm Alan.
And this is txTNationTV. And obviously we are reacting to the now Apple iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus.
What's that about?
Well, here's the thing. Before we even break into the other half of that whole thing, the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus, it's the 4.7 and the 5.5 inch that we all saw via leaks and
all the
things
leaks
like that. There was nothing surprising us. We all saw it. We all knew what was going to happen. We knew, and based upon the live stream, it was pretty much, let's get to it and get it over with because we know what's going on.
It's a phone.
Exactly. So, so we saw the new iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. If you don't know, the iPhone 6 is the new iteration. It's the next generation of the iPhone. It's rounded edges, it's slimmer, it's faster, it's this, it's that. The usual stuff that we're expecting. The thing that they added on top is the iPhone 6 Plus, which is the iPhone 5.5 inch, which now, because like myself, I carry the Note 3, people want those larger screen phones, but people want the iPhone touch to it. Exactly. They want skinny, they want fast, they want that Apple design. You're exactly right. And he's holding it up in mocking of me because that's what people want. As he drops it. I mean, it's bigger, it's faster, it's stronger, it's this, it's that. So obviously, they launched the iPhone 6.
Yes.
Nobody really cares. We knew it was coming.
Well, it does look. You gotta admit, it is a good-looking phone.
It is. It's thinner.
It looks like your
iPad Air.
Your iPad Air there.
Yeah.
Pop that out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
There. It looks just like a small version of the iPad Air. The rounded back, the bezel though. They did a little work on the bezel though.
Yeah,
I'm shooting from the hip here because I wasn't there, and apparently we're a daily show now, so I've got no time to review anything. But so yeah, the bezel has changed. The glass has even changed, but I heard it's not the unbreakable sapphire glass.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The sapphire did make it into another device, which we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. But the sapphire wasn't the glass thing that made it. Obviously, we're looking at. Here's the thing that I love. No matter whether it's iPhone, no matter whether it's Note 3 or whether it's Samsung, because obviously last week Samsung in Germany, in Berlin specifically, they announced their Note 4 and their Note 4 Edge and their next generation of the Note series. So here's the thing, though. Apple's trying to play catch-up, obviously, because they've been behind on the 4-inch size. So they've got to play the 128 gigabytes. Because it was, less than 6 months ago, we saw the 128 gigabyte micro SD card.
Yes, we did.
That's $200 that I want so bad, and I haven't purchased yet, and I don't know why. But it's 128 gigabytes on your thumbnail, basically. So iPhone now, on the high end, if you get into the iPhone 6, it's $399. And if you get into the iPhone 6 Plus, it's $499. So those are your price points on the high end. Obviously, you can get in on the $199. 16 gig, I think, is what...
Yeah, those are what all the kids will get and everything.
That's going to be the one that everybody has, yeah. So if you want to be the outlier, per se, and you want to be special, get the $399 iPhone 6 or the $499 iPhone 6 Plus. You'll have the 128 gigabytes. I don't know how many people actually use 128 gigabytes, but I do because I have several iTunes movies that I have but Blu-rays with iTunes copies that I have. So I want to be able to carry those with me and watch those things. So for me particularly, I want to buy that 128 gigabyte micro SD card so I can stick it in my Note 3 and then carry my movies with me. But I also do have the 128 gigabyte not Microsoft, sorry, the Apple iPad. So, exactly.
You're Samsung through and through, but you're not.
Well, because
Living a lie is what you're doing.
I know it. So let's talk about the other announcement that was the one more thing before we get to the true thing, because there was one thing that both of us agreed upon what was the true thing. But let's talk about what everybody was talking about after the event, which was not the iWatch, which everybody was calling it beforehand.
And I'm glad they dropped that whole I vernacular.
Yeah.
It just looks cool. It looks smarter to me.
Okay.
Because little I mean, that was Jobs.
Okay.
iPad, original iPhone.
So let me ask.
iPod.
Yeah, let me ask you this: how did you watch the event today? How did you watch it? Through CNET, through Verge, through?
No, through Apple.
Okay, so you watched it straight through Apple.
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't get any extra people talking or stuff like that.
Only that translator until they finally fixed the audio. But no, I didn't have the. Let's go back to the studio, which, we watch these shows, so we can't really mock them, but, let's see what Jim and DC thinks. Well, I hate Apple. Everybody's sucking their... It's a family show.
Here's the thing. You got to watch the live. I didn't. I kept getting server disconnected, can't access this server, blah, 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 whatever. So I had to go through and I had to do the CNET thing because I couldn't find anybody else that I could click on and it worked because I was at work. I took my lunch break and I was streaming through my iPad because that's the only device that I had that would watch it. And I had to watch through CNET because the Apple servers wouldn't let me watch it. So I had to watch through CNET. So I didn't get to watch the show directly. I had to watch it through other people's mouths and other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Not that Brian Tong and Ashley Esqueda and all the other guys are wrong or bad, but...
Yeah, the Apple Byte's a great
exactly.
show.
Brian Tong is a little Apple swayed, but he does have some truth to it. I mean, look at the fact that the Apple Watch, one thing that they talked about was the diamond dial, or what do they call it? The
digital crown.
The digital crown. That was one thing they were harping on CNET. It's like, it's called a dial. It's a dial.
No, in clock terminology, that's called a crown.
Okay. I guess that's the thing is...
In what? Sorry, what? Like I'm an old ham at this.
A watchmaker.
Yeah. It's called it's a crown in watch.
Okay, so Apple's trying to get back to the original vernacular, basically.
I mean, Johnny Ive designed it, so of course it's going to have a kind of a different look than what you have on your wrist.
Right.
What you have is sleek. No buttons shown or anything.
Yeah.
It's just flat.
And not to discard anything that that I want to talk about previously, because Samsung obviously just announced the Gear S, which is the 3G watch that's a phone on a watch, does directions, does GPS, does all that stuff, minus the phone. And that's the one thing that I was looking for from Apple today, was that we wanted to see a phone and a watch as separate devices. Mm-hmm. We did not see that. So without having the watch and the device, or the watch and the phone as two separate things, is kind of what drove me nuts. Because with the Galaxy S, there's a phone on my watch. I'm seriously contemplating buying the Galaxy Gear and getting rid of my Note 3 and just having the Gear and my Apple iPad. And I know that I'm typically Samsung or Android,
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. If I have my phone on my wrist, I have no need for a phone anymore because I can text via voice and this and that. But I didn't see that with Apple today. I saw a really cutesy, girly... Yes, I'm going to say it.
So tell us your reaction.
Well, here's the reaction to the iWatch, Apple Watch, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a companion device to the phone.
It's a companion device to the phone.
Exactly. And the only reason why I went from the Gear to the Gear 2, and I should say Samsung Galaxy Gear to the Samsung Gear 2, because there is a differential because they dropped the Galaxy name, was because I now am able to track my heart rate, track my pedometer, track my sleeping, health-related items, which Apple did not skimp out on.
No.
So tell me a little bit about this because you paid a little bit more attention than I was able to. I was at work. I think we were both at work. But tell me a little bit about some of the... I think there's an LED sensor. There's a heart sensor. There's all the stuff on the back.
On the back of the watch. So, on the back of the watch, yeah, there's 4 sensors.
Right.
Like you said, LED and I don't know all the correct terms, but they track your heart rate and movement and things like that. You know,
right.
Accelerometer. You know, everything's back there to track for health reasons. They may want to track you. But otherwise, it's, you know, for health reasons. So, you know, since Nike got rid of their fuel ban, what am I going to do? Well, how convenient. There's a Nike app on your Apple Watch now.
Yeah.
So you can turn that on or whatever apps are, you know, related with it, then do your run. And it knows, you know, through your heart rate, it can track your movement. Also, it can track your movement during the day. So if you can set it and customize it that way as you want it to tell you if, hey, I can tell you haven't moved in a while. You should get up or, you know, you're going to get type 2 diabetes. So a little bump will, you know, you hit a little, and okay, I need to get up. And then it'll time you and congratulate you with, you know, little trinkets like Waze does. You know,
right.
If you drive far enough, they can throw up a little
points.
Doing good.
Yeah, exactly.
Attaboy. So you get like little treats and trinkets and rewards like that. So it says, hey, you know, you got your fat butt out of the chair for 1 minute today. Congratulations. You're on your way.
Awesome.
To living to 38. But with that, also, it allows you to, like, you can send your heartbeat to another iWatch, which, if you really think about that, that's such a smart move because people are, you know, are so attracted to these devices that's so personal that you think of, what can I send someone that's so personal that, you know, I can't, you know, physically do and I'm away? I can send my heartbeat to your watch.
Yeah, that...
What? You send your heartbeat to a girl? Fellas, get that watch.
Here's the thing, though.
You got to get a watch for them as well. But
not available until next year, 2015, early 2015. So we're assuming first quarter, January, February, March.
But the developers are going to get it earlier, so a lot more stuff's going to be available.
Exactly. So here's the thing that I have to say about this. This is very much a Gen 1 device.
Oh, well, yeah, they're not going to put everything in the first device.
Right. And so, obviously, also... It may be some of the back end they need to work out some quirks, or you know they may need to hand it to developers. So I don't know what the reason.
2007 iPhone on your wrist. I mean, it's got the rounded corners.
What? 2007 iPhone? I was carrying an iPod Nano on my wrist. It did pretty much some of the same stuff, minus notifications. It still pretty much did the Nike run. It helped you out. Now, it didn't do heart rate or anything like that.
But it had your photos.
But it had my photos.
The music.
Exactly. And so that's the thing I was hoping for was that, which they did, but they've changed the operating system again.
Well, they had to.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's no longer... you know, the iPod Nano or the iPhone or the iPod Touch. It's a whole new device. And that's the thing is everybody's trying to find their niche in this market. And so here's the thing, and here's one thing I will say. Apple is really good at taking the entire market and going, we can do this and we can do it better and make it cooler. And 9 million people buy it.
And make you want it.
And make you want it. Because I don't know how many people look at me and go, well, why do you have that? Well, because I can get my notifications, I can get this. But they look at me and they go, well, there's not enough people. 6 months to a year after this thing launches, we'll see what the saturation is. We obviously can't tell right now, but I think, just based upon historically speaking, Apple has that ability to just go, you need this, and you have to have this.
I mean, compare the Apple Watch keynote to the Samsung Gear keynote.
Here's the thing, though. I can have my cell phone on a watch. I don't have to have my iPhone 5, my iPhone 5S, 5C, 6 Plus. I don't have to.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about marketing.
Oh, true. Completely.
Just emotional marketing. Is that...
Here's one thing that Galaxy did do, or Samsung did do with their marketing this time around. If you watch some of the Gear S videos And the Note 4 and the Note 4 Edge, they're a little bit more personable this time. They're a little bit more, this is how you do your life. This is how we're going to get into it. They're just smoothing it in ever so lightly. So I'm not going to say that Samsung isn't stealing from Apple, because not only do the best artists steal, but sometimes they copy. And that's what Samsung's doing. And that's the reason why I'm still going to stick on the Android side of things. I'm honestly considering dropping my Note 3, not going to the Note 4, getting the Gear S, dropping my Gear 2, and just going with the watch on the wrist and having a tablet. Unfortunately, it is Apple, but having a tablet.
So like we saw at CES with Neptune Pine.
Right.
A phone watch.
Exactly. Now, not
throw this away.
Exactly.
That's all I need.
And that's the thing is, I'm not downing Neptune Pine, but the problem was with their watch was it was huge. And I mean huge.
Well, again, a Generation 1.
Exactly. And so that's the thing is, I'm going to say this is a Gen 1 product from Apple, obviously. It's still a companion device to the phone. So that drives me insane. Whereas Samsung's already been in this for multiple watches now. We've got the Android Wear watch. We've got the Samsung Galaxy Gear. We've got the Gear 2. We've got the Gear Neo. We've got the... There's so many iterations that they've already done, so they've already kind of got a background on watches. So,
but as you know, they're releasing the Apple Watch, but they've already got Apple Watch 5 somewhere in the back.
He said Apple Watch 5. Wow. So tell me, from a design standpoint, this wasn't the iPod Nano that we were thinking about. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more round. Mm-hmm. I had a few girls from my office tell me that I sent a few pictures to. What do you think? It's girly. It's great. I love it. I want it. What do you think?
The rounded corners. It's not that masculine. But if you put it with, like, you can see what I'm showing you.
Well,
here,
yeah.
We'll throw the shots up. But see the with a metal band,
right?
Like you would, your normal watch would have. It's got a masculine feel to it. As long as it matches, you don't get like a bright yellow one on a silver band, something like that. Could have a more masculine feel. But also the watch edition is the more stylish line.
Yeah, let's talk about the editions, because there's three separate editions. There's the Apple Watch standard, $349. We won't know full prices until much later, which is 2015. We've got the Watch Sport, which allows for those crazy colors and stuff like that. And then the watch...
And apparently the body on the Sport can resist more dings.
Yeah, it has a little bit more that it can resist.
It has a sapphire glass.
And it's sweat-proof and all that stuff. So that was the one thing that's one of the biggest reasons why I like my Galaxy Gear. It's IP67, water-resistant, dust-resistant,
also,
all that
let's talk
stuff.
about that, because Samsung also released... God, I'm talking about Samsung. But Samsung released the...
Gear S.
Is the S the one that you can throw in the water?
Pretty much any of them you can throw in the water for up to a meter for not more than 30 minutes.
Any of them you can throw in the water. They did not talk about that at all with the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. You think the Plus would be plus something else other than plus inches.
Right, and that's the thing is, Apple is still going to have to pick up on some of the things that Samsung and Android are already doing. And unfortunately, they're behind the ball on this one. They are just way behind. When you look at the Galaxy 5, Samsung 5, or whatever it is, I'm sorry, it's blanking on me because I only carry the Note now. They have those IP67, IP65, whatever those are, that allow you to carry it out into the weather. Your iPhone, it is a pretty device. Not going to get you. Design is amazing, but the problem is you're going to slap it into a case. You're going to slap it into an OtterBox. You're going to slap it into some metal case. Don't put it into this case. If you've already watched the video, love me, guys. I'm telling you, don't put it into that case because you'll lose all your GPS.
We're looking for sponsorship, as you can tell.
I know. But I mean, just depending on the case that you put it in, you lose that ultimate awesome design quality. So that's the only unfortunate thing. Whereas Samsung's looking out for the fact that, hey, they're going to actually be doing things with this phone. We might want to protect it. We might want to... I'm really honestly... Remember our CS video with Danielle where we went and talked to the water guys?
Liquipel.
Liquipel. Why isn't Apple buying that and putting it on their phones?
It's another question of who says they have it. Because they're so tight-lipped about everything.
Right, and it could be iPhone 7. It could be, right around the corner. So, overall reaction, so we can cut this video short because we've run a little long. I really didn't want this daily episode to run this long, but I think we've got some opinions out there. Maybe something that you want to watch, and I apologize about the craziness, but I'm in the middle of moving, and he's in the middle of building his house, and I'm building another house, so we got a lot of stuff going on, so this is kind of just thrown together, but it's just something I want to do as long as we have a daily video. So overall reaction, cut it short, tell us less than 2 minutes, what's your reaction?
The iPhone 6 Plus looks great. The Amazon Fire phone dropped to 99 cents for some reason. Did you see that?
I did not see that, but let's, in those less than 5 minutes left, let's talk about something that I said earlier, but we didn't talk about. What was the star of the show today?
Oh, Apple Pay.
Exactly. Both of us agreed on this. It wasn't the iWatch. It wasn't the iPhone. It's the Apple Pay. Because that's how Apple is going to win.
That's going to change how we spend money.
Exactly. And so Apple is finally jumping on the NFC boat, which is amazing. They're going to use what? Touch ID?
Yeah, Touch ID, just like we do to unlock our phones. We use the correct fingerprint there, but just like we unlock our phones, and it's something that a lot of people, when this was introduced, was like, you know what, that would be great for mobile payments.
Right.
And like we were talking about now, why haven't they? They probably already had it in the works. They just have to make it look Apple-ish.
Right, exactly. So
with that, NFC is now on the phone. I don't know if we yelled about that enough, but it's finally in the phone. I don't know why it took so long, but again, it was probably in the phone already. They just didn't make it Apple-ish enough.
Apple's very conservative. They want to see the market. They want to see how it works. They want to see how things cooperate with the phone so that they know that when they go into it, it's not going to be a dud the first time they're out. They're not out to create the new Apple Newton so that they can be the first just because they're going to be the first. They want to be the best. So
yes.
That's one thing that Apple, I will say, is the best at. They want to be the best at what they're doing, so they want to do that. So I think that NFC will now become a synonymous thing, but watch what Apple does. They won't tell you that it's NFC. It just works. It just works. And that's what people are going to say. So my overall, under 2 minutes, real quick, overall reaction. Again, I think both of us agreed on this. Apple iPhone 6 wasn't the star. We already knew about it. We saw the leaks. iWatch wasn't the star.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch, sorry. And you're right, exactly. This is Tim Cook trying to get away from Steve Jobs and the I this, I that, I whatever created. But it's Apple Watch. And that wasn't the thing first because it's Gen 1, but the payment system.
Yes.
I really, and you and I both, I've said this 3 times now, but we agreed on this. Apple payment system was the star of the show today, and a lot of people missed that. So pay attention in the future.
And it will integrate with the watch.
Exactly.
So soon.
Don't need a phone. I'm telling you, I'm buying the Gear S. I'm getting rid of this one. I'm getting rid of my phone, and I'm going tablet and watch only. So stay tuned for more videos if you want to follow us online. Alan, where can they find us at?
Friend us, facebook.com/txtNationTV.
If you're on Twitter, you can follow us, twitter.com/txtNationTV.
Gplus.to. Have we got our plus txtNationTV?
Keep going with that. And if you want to find everything txtNationTV, go to txtnation.tv. There is some thought and process in going into changing our logo and doing some stuff for the new year. Obviously, we're a few months out from that, but there is some thoughts towards that. So we hope you stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll see you in the next video.